Flashies. Welcome back to Flashback Fridays, your favorite podcast. Today's episode is going to be about life lessons. Okay, uh, today we are here at the coffee break, that it's a cafeteria near our school, and Sophie is going to tell you our first life lesson.
Life lesson. Remember to always charge your electronics. As you may notice, it's not the cafeteria we promised last episode to be on, because our very lovely lady here forgot to charge the microphones. So we actually did record a bit, and then we listened to it, and we discovered we could not hear ourselves at all.
Yes,
So life lesson number one, flashes.
I was having a mental breakdown because I was like, no, oh my god, it's going to be so much time wasted, and the episode of today is not going to be on time. But it was okay.
Yeah, everything turned out to be alright.
Yes. Okay. We're going to introduce you today to a very fun dynamic in which, during the podcast, we are going to put down here a marker that's going to be counting the life lessons that we are going to share to you. So the first one was Sophie's, but during the podcast, there's going to be a lot of. Okay, I am going to start this podcast sharing with you a little bit of investigation of research that I did on life lessons topic. So I'm going to start. Okay. Research in developmental psychology shows that the years between ages 6 and 18 are some of the most formative in a person's life because they shape identity, they create emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills. According to Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development, children in this age range move from developing a sense of competence in school age years to forming a stable identity in adolescence. Friendships during this period also play a critical role in social learning, helping individuals build trust, empathy, and communication skills. And also, some studies have found that strong peer relationships can provide emotional support, boost self esteem, and even act as protective factors against mental health challenges. In this case, in particular, long term friendships like ours, such as those from childhood and maintained through adolescence, they often serve as key anchors for personal growth, offering shared experiences, mutual learning, and life lessons that can deeply influence both people involved.
Wow, you're so smart, Carmen.
I know. So now we're going to start with the questions I have prepared for Sophie today. First, there's a very good song on the background.
I would put it on the edition part, but the copyright.
Yeah, no. Okay, the first question I have for you today is, what's one thing you wish you had known? No, that's not the first one, sorry. Okay, the first one is, what's a mistake we made together now?
Huh?
What's a mistake we made together that we now laugh about?
Life lesson. Never take everything so seriously. I think we both thought everything was so important, especially back in the day. Because today I don't think we care that much because we have learned. But back in the day, we used to think that everything we did was important, that it would have an impact on everything in our lives. Like, I used to believe that things the grade I got on primary school was elementary school was gonna affect my university entrance, and I think that was stupid from me. But luckily, we learned from that.
I think that I'm still learning from that because yesterday we had a debate and
Yeah.
I was extremely stressed. I couldn't sleep very well the day before because I was just thinking like, oh my god, I'm going to be so nervous in the debate and my team and my interventions and all of that. But Sophie, as always, calmed me down and she was like, no, don't worry, it's going to be okay. You can have fun during the debates. You don't have to take it so
Yeah, seriously.
formal, so seriously. So yes, I
Yeah.
think I am still learning that lesson, but I definitely can laugh about how stressed we were in elementary school.
We were.
Yes, we didn't know real stress.
No, we didn't, and we still don't. Like,
No.
we're just in high school. I mean, everyone talks about how difficult university is gonna be. That I'm a bit worried, to be honest.
I am also, but I think that our mentalities will help us a lot because we are not the kind of people that just leave everything until the end. Well,
Life lesson: never leave everything to the last minute.
yes, no, because you may be able to pull it through, but
But
it won't be your best work or you will end so stressed.
yeah, you
So,
should love
yes,
yourself too. You know, like
take care of yourself and don't put you through that
life
situation.
lesson.
Yes. Okay, my next question is, what's one habit or mindset from childhood you're glad you kept or let go?
I'm glad I kept. I think I'm glad I kept the mentality of working hard, like not stressing so much over stuff, but like putting the work in the things I have to. Sometimes people tend to believe that everything is gonna be okay some way, and I know like if I want something to be good, I have to do it myself, or not myself alone, but with my best effort. And I'm glad I kept that mentality because even if it's something small that shouldn't have that much weight on my grades or on my life in general, I always try to make it like fun for me and even like the best way I can.
Yes. It may be like finding the best out of every situation.
Yeah,
And I think that's very good because
life lesson.
sometimes uh, because you can have like a project or a homework that you don't relate to that much,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know, politics or
Economics.
economics. Yes,
Yes.
and the fun part is when you just put your imagination or your effort on it and you create something that you didn't expect and you can be proud of it.
Like this podcast. Woo!
Yes, because we shared with you that this podcast was an activity for our English class, and like all the other teams are doing like very formal podcasts.
Yeah.
They are doing abortion.
What?
They are doing abortion.
Wow.
Also like drugs. Trans people on sports.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
And we're here talking about friendship and silly stuff, songs we like.
no, but we're glad of that because it doesn't feel like a chore, like a homework.
Yeah,
It
I
feels
know.
like a normal conversation between us.
Yeah, it's just like we're just recording it, like
And you can prove that when we are like on the minute 20 and we are like, oh my god,
oh
the
my
podcast
god,
had to be 15
15
minutes
minutes.
and we are going to do again an extended version.
Yeah, like just now we're at minute 8, so we probably are gonna do an extended version.
Maybe. But I think that one thing I am glad I kept from my childhood was always being kind to others.
Oh
Because I
yeah.
think through life, we together have learned that not all people are going to give you back all
Life
the
lesson.
yes, life lesson. You can't expect the same that you give to people. You can expect it back because not all people are shaped the same or they aren't thought the same as us from their parents or how they live in their houses or their friendships. So, yes, you can just give all your love and enjoy it because you know that you're the bigger person. You know that,
Yeah, like you do this stuff for yourself rather than for others. But
yes,
I think a lesson like I learned the hard way, and I just recently learned it with David. I think it was that your actions really do matter to others. Like
yes,
I know sometimes we feel like words are not that meaningful and that stuff isn't that important. But there are people that really care about you, and what you say to them is the stuff that really do matter.
yes.
Yeah,
Another life lesson.
life lesson.
You need to let go of the people that are hurting you, or
Yes, Carlos?
yes, but okay, all the people around you are going to tell you like, no, you have to leave them now. But until you're on that spot, you cannot like
Yeah.
really give your opinion because you don't know how it feels, or you don't know how the other person is, why the person is acting like that. So yes, the life lesson is that you need to, with time and when you're prepared, let go of the people that are hurting you, because if they are hurting you, they they shouldn't really be in your life. So yes.
Yeah. But as she said, like it's something you are supposed to do when you are ready. And I think that's another life lesson I learned. Everyone has opinions. But the stuff that really matters is the things you choose to keep. Like everyone is gonna think some way or something that you should be doing or that you should be thinking too. But it doesn't work like that. Like
Um,
you should be like you do stuff when you're ready and when you feel it, and
yes,
that's
and
a life lesson.
another life lesson here, that this is a little bit more personal. A real friend wouldn't like impose limits, or no limits.
No limits, yeah.
I mean,
Wait.
I mean, like uh, ultimatums.
Yeah, like
They wouldn't tell you.
threats.
Yes, they wouldn't be like, if you don't do what I want you to do, I am going to stop being your friend. Because a real friend is the one that gives you advice, is always there for you. Like, even if we know that I have told Sophie 100 times about a situation, and Sophie is like always giving me advice, and she's like, well, I think this would be the best for you. And I have to admit that I don't usually listen to this very kind advice, but Sophie
Never.
has never told me, well, I am not going to give you more advice, and I am not going to be your friend anymore because you don't follow what I say. So
Yeah.
yes,
No, that's actually kind of weird. Like I'm your friend, not your mom, girl.
exactly. So yes, find real friends that are going to listen to your crazy story times as many times as they have to listen to.
Yeah, life lesson. I think for me, a very important life lesson was also that you don't have to be always with your friends to keep them as friends. Like friends that continue to be friends even with distance and with time, those are the friendships that are important. Like now that we are leaving high school, I really ask myself how many of these people am I gonna continue to talk with? And I think the answer is few, but those are the people that were by my side and that helped me when needed. So, life lesson.
Yes,
Flashes.
it's like the people that you can be apart from like for like a year, and
Yeah.
when you see them when you see them again, it's like the time never passed, and you can just talk to them in a very like flowy way, and you can just be yourself. So yes, that's the those are the friendships that life lesson you have to keep in your life.
Life lesson.
Okay, next question. What's something you learned from me that is stuck with you?
I think, as you mentioned, it is gonna be kindness. I've never met, like before you, someone so selfless, and in the good and in the bad way. Like I think you yourself have come to work on that, like when to stop giving when it's not welcome or when it's not from both ways. But with you, it was like you never really asked for anything in return. And I think I always expected people to give back what I was giving to them. And you cannot always expect that. Not because people are gonna be always mean, but because sometimes it's not possible for them to give back as much as you give. And it's not
Yes,
bad. It's just
the way
you
they are.
yeah, you have to learn like when they are gonna give more and sometimes you're gonna give more and it's okay. And I think I learned that with Carmen because she's just the kindest, like the most kind person I've known.
Aw. No, I know. I am working on that. But I think that the most valuable lesson I have learned from you through the years is to never give up. Like, just to always give your best effort, even when all the other people are saying like, "Oh my God, it's too much work," or it isn't worth it," and things like that. I think that, as we said before, when you really get yourself into a project or a homework or anything you do in life, a hobby, a sport, um, playing an instrument, learning a language, everything. I think that Sophie is very good at everything because she never gives up. She just always put a lot of her in the things she does. So yes, I think that that's my lesson, that I have to always be prepared for what life has for me and just continue.
Yeah, we're at the 15-minute mark. So, do you wanna like do an extended version, or do you wanna just?
I'm going to say the last question and then we can end.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Okay, our last question for today is, if your 18-year-old self could send a message to your 6-year-old self, what would it say?
Damn. Okay, so life lesson. Changes are not as bad as they seem. And I'm not saying that just because, like, it just, to me, it was now that I realized that I'm leaving this place, that school, this school that has seen me grow, and that I've been here all my life, and it's okay. Like, of course I'm sad, and of course I'm gonna cry at graduation, but I think my little me was really scared of changes, and now I realize they're not as bad as they seem. Like, growing with them is what makes you you, and the things that stuck with you are gonna be the important ones, and the ones that you let go, it's okay to let them go. They are not gone forever. They're just in another part of your, like, your history.
Aw, that's such a beautiful message. I think the best like advice I could give to my self-year-old would be to enjoy every moment and to not blame yourself if something bad happens or if something goes wrong, because I think that during all these years of our friendship I have always been a little pessimistic and not always and I have not always been able to really enjoy all the moments. So yes, I think that from now on I would really like to just live in the moment and to be aware that also the people that are not with you anymore or the person you are not anymore, it is still part of your life. Like you
Yeah.
cannot erase it, and you just have to live with it, accept it, and move on.
Yeah, learn from it, maybe.
Yes,
Like, yeah.
but yes. So, life lesson, the final life lesson from both of us is that always surround yourself with people that love you, that really love you, that show you through actions, and that are there for you.
Yeah, those are the important friendships. But this is the end of this episode. We are at episode 4 now. We have 2 episodes left.
Yes.
That's kind of sad. But we'll see you again next week, fortunately, because now we have charged the mics.
Yes.
In the next episode, which is gonna be future. It's gonna be a bit scary, as future is, but we're gonna do it as fun as we can and together, which is the important part.
Aww. Okay, so it's time to say goodbye, Flashies, but we'll see you next Friday.
Bye!